financial. Good morning, goeiemorgen.
Goeiemorgen.
En is heerlijke lente.
Dit is vandaag heerlijke
Yeah,
lente.
today is not too bad for what is spring? A spring morning, eh?
Yesterday wasn't so springy.
Yesterday was bloody chilly, man. So now this morning we're talking about, or we're actually discussing a bit of the lockdown frustrations that we have and that people around us have. So if you've got a lockdown frustration, let's put that on the board and say, what is your lockdown frustration? Come on, you must have one. I've got one.
What?
Ace. I actually bought a pump for the boat. That was working 100%. I bought it brand new. It didn't cost me a ton of money, but it cost me $140. All right. Put the pump in the boat, used it 3 times, and it broke. So I've removed the pump from the boat. I've got the pump in the garage. It has got a 1-year guarantee, which ends in, it's quite a few months, about February. But I can't take this back. Tell them, here's your old pump, give me a new pump and fit the new pump. I mean, I do have a few hours per day that I'm not seeing clients that I can do something like that. It's like, my hands are tied. My hands are tied. And then the other thing is, I miss people. You know who I missed this morning?
Right.
My hairdresser.
You think you miss your hairdresser? I'm not going to show you what my crown looks like.
We were actually shooting a video yesterday, and I walked out. I set up everything so that I can shoot the video on my own. I mean, I've got nobody else to help me around yet. No, that won't help. And I walked out, and that little wind that was there made my hair look so crap on the video that I actually had to send this video to somebody. I just said to them, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not
and then one of the kids, Alzaan, said, wat gaan aan met jou hare?
And there was from a few minutes being outside.
I know, I feel your pain.
So that's a small frustration. So let's see. We've got a comment. The comment is good morning, goeiemorgen. What is your frustrations in lockdown? Come on, guys. Somewhere along the line, you must feel unhappy. The other bad thing about this, I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, so this is not a conspiracy theory. The bad thing is people look at you as if you're a criminal.
Why? If you go outside?
If you go outside, yeah. Actually, my son is very sick, so I popped out to the pharmacy the other morning, or late the afternoon, just before they were closed. And I was on this mission. I need to go and get him some pills. They jumped out of the car, and I was nearly running because I was afraid they were going to close down. Then I remembered I didn't have a mask. And I turned around and grabbed my buff out of the car I normally use. And everybody was just looking at me like this.
The buff is not a mask.
No, before I put it on, I was maskless at that stage.
Okay.
I looked at me and said, where does this oak come from?
They were thinking, why doesn't this oak have a mask on?
I don't understand the thing.
Yeah, I really...
That's a valid point.
Ooh,
that's a valid point. Eh?
I know. It's really bad.
I actually decided to go for a sugar-free diet for a while.
Really?
I think that lasted for a full 18 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a problem. You're always around something that.
Well, if you know, when was it that our fridge was so empty? 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the fridge was so empty. We just ate everything in the fridge, which is a good thing because now it's only stuffed with healthy stuff.
But the problem is you could have thrown that rubbish away.
But you know, your problem is every time you walk past the fridge, you open it and you eat something.
The problem is when I go for coffee, you've got those lovely rusks on display. I know that's not for
almost
eating.
finished.
It's on display there.
Just finish it today and then you
and right next to the rusk, you've baked the most beautiful, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, they're bloody nice. What do you call them?
Muffins.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to make that again. It's finished.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
it's finished.
It's finished.
like last month's pay, it's finished.
Yeah, I'm just starting to miss my friends, really.
Bonita say, good morning, I'm tired of being compliant.
I know.
I fully understand it.
know.
Perhaps, Bonita, you can give us some ideas on, you guys are down in level 4. We down in level 3, so we are allowed a small, I'm saying a small tad of freedom. We could go and click and collect. I had to do something on the car yesterday. I stopped the car and had to walk away while they did it on the car in the area which I haven't touched, blah, blah, blah. So stuff like that happens, but with a roundabout way, and everybody looks at you like you're a criminal if you're standing there. The street while they're working on the car. So,
and I see all the small businesses are trying to be open for.
Yeah, let's put that out there.
Yeah, we've got a bakery here, and I don't think they are supposed to be open because it's not like a click and collect where you can pay before and then just collect it. So, but they're just trying their best. So,
but at least they don't allow people to gather into the shop.
No, you're not allowed to go in.
And shout what you want. Guys, go and support your local guy, even if it's somebody from a totally different country, which you don't even know where that is.
I just bought 4 donuts yesterday, and I just gave it to someone else. I dropped it at someone else.
She's a weird one. You buy donuts with our money. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, then you can give it to somebody else.
Yes, I don't want to eat it.
Oh my goodness, that is like fat delayed.
Yeah.
So somebody else is getting fat and you paid for that.
I'm at the point where I just want to drive up to my friend's house and say, come outside, I'll sit in my car, let's just have a chat. What I really miss him now.
That's quite a period of time. A packet of Escort Viennas would last 39 minutes.
You can tell me anything about it. I buy a packet of Viennas for them to have for breakfast the week. And when I get there in the afternoon, it's empty. Because every time I see him, he's got a Vienna in his hand.
But you bought the stuff. I'm afraid you can't give him the donuts. You're going to give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
We need to say the supermarket shopping is exciting these days, but the shelves are empty.
Very empty.
You found that out as well, right?
I went to, the thing is, I think I went to the wrong
back and save.
Yeah, okay. I almost said ShopRite. I didn't even do it.
So the shelves looks like that skinny man. Nothing.
Yes. I couldn't even find just normal table salt. I couldn't find that. I just use it when I cook. I normally use the coarse salt, but I couldn't find the fine salt. So anyway,
the table salt.
And then of course there was no flour. I wasn't looking for flour, but I just noticed that the flour shelf was empty.
And somebody said on certain days there's no meat.
Oh no, I have never had that.
They had a photo up on Facebook somewhere that said there's no meat. I think that was in Browns Bay or something like that.
I
could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong.
No, I've never had that problem. The meat shelves are really actually packed. Couldn't find, what I couldn't find at the Pack and Save was pizza bases. Not one single pizza base.
That's weird.
That's why I need a Thermomix to make my own pizza base. Yeah.
The problem is what she's actually skimping. What's the word for skimping in English?
I don't know.
Okay, she's skimping. If you don't know what skimping is, go and get Wikipedia.
I'm not skimping, I'm just
She had a birthday in lockdown, and I thought I was off the hook because I actually wanted to get her something just before her birthday. This is quite difficult to buy anything for any woman. They don't know what they want themselves. Oh, yeah, hinting. Yeah, that's the one, hinting. And now suddenly she's throwing this Thermomix thing against me.
I'm going to use it all the time. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to make my own pizza dough. Although I like the cauliflower.
This is somebody, make your own pizza dough. It's very easy. And I think you like Italy.
Why?
They do that. That mamas do their own pizza.
Yes, but I don't want the I want the one that you make with cauliflower.
No, man, you can do that. The bucket of cauliflower. What's in cauliflower?
You.
No. Do the dough thing. It's like.
It's got a recipe for the cauliflower one. Can't you just please share that with us then?
Or
just make that.
It's easy. Cauliflower, you buy the cauliflower, throw it away, buy a nice pizza place.
You like the cauliflower pizza place.
But if you do the whole dough thing, it could be a bit romantic.
or messy, one of the two.
Why not?
Well, I couldn't find
You got to
that.
try new stuff in lockdown.
And what was funny is that the margarine that I normally buy, there wasn't any of that. The butter is not a lot of variety. I think there were 2 that I could choose from.
Okay.
And what else didn't I find? The toilet paper. There was a lot of toilet paper, but so expensive. The brand that I normally buy, which is not that expensive, wasn't there at all. So I had to buy the very expensive toilet paper. It's heartbreaking.
Well, my bank is very breaking.
It's really heartbreaking.
What is on the shelves? Is it 1 ply, 2 ply, or 3 ply? What is left?
All of them. No, all of them are there. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I don't know who this genius is.
Yes,
a wrap
I do.
makes it very like a pizza base.
Yeah. I bought the wraps and then we made the quesadillas. You know the quesadillas? That's very good. So then we just make that.
That's nice and thin. So I don't like the thick pizza bases. I used to eat them. What's that place in South Africa that you could buy 2 for 19 rand or something like that? I used to eat them those years, but I've since totally gone against these heaps of bread that we stuck in our faces. So the wrap makes quite good sense because that's small, it's not too much. So
nice thin base.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does other people say about lockdown frustrations? Come on, guys. What's your thoughts out there? Let's see. Anybody else got anything else to tell us about lockdown frustrations? The guys that's in level 4 in Auckland and those areas that needed to start working, is there?
What I know of frustration is at the moment is some moms and dads still has to work, although from home. And I know I've got the one friend that her boss is actually asking her to go into work at the what did you call it?
Lockdown.
Near the perseel.
On the premises.
At the premises where they work, but the kids are not allowed to go to school. So that's quite a frustration. I know. I'm just, it's the lockdown.
Got to go for the Payasana toilet roll. It lasts much longer than the other rolls are too skinny.
Yeah, I don't know which is the one that I normally buy, but yeah, I think it's that one. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah.
NCEA exams pushed up by 2x. Poor kids will be writing exams close to Christmas.
Oh, that's really bad.
I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
We were talking about it the other day. The kids since last year, the kids that's now close to finishing school. It's not normal for them. No. They're missing out on all the nice stuff, eh? It's really bad. It's really bad.
I haven't really thought about the kids because when you think about kids, I mean, our kids are 25 years old and older. That's here with us. That is what we see. But other people's got small kids, and I mean, these small kids.
They're losing out on a lot of.
They're losing out on a lot of time with mom. Okay, they do have time with mom and dad now, but in the end, I mean, mom and dad probably just want to murder them and get away with that too. So.
Yeah.
So please don't murder your kids. I know that could probably be very, very stressful.
Yeah, and you can just imagine if you've got, I mean, if they're older and you can just ask him to do their schoolwork or whatever.
Okay, another thing as well, kids do a lot of interactive things with other kids.
Yeah, they can keep themselves busy.
They can probably keep themselves busy on a
but still, if you have to work and you've got to work where you have to concentrate and you've got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old running around.
Oh, yeah, that must be hectic.
I don't know how you do it.
I actually spoke to somebody and he said they're in the situation where they've got a few kids that's running around, wild, untamed kids, presumably. He said they take shifts.
Okay.
So the mother's got the morning and him then afternoon or something like that. Yeah,
yeah, I suppose you just...
Yeah, because I phoned him and he said if I can just phone him back when it's his shift.
You just figure out how to do it and you just make your own routine. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very, very
But it seems that the school system is really well equipped for this lockdown. I think they learned a lot from last year's lockdown.
And I've got to say, I've got no idea what's happening in the school system.
Now, Karen told me a little bit about how it's working, and it seems to be quite...
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Anita, you're not allowed to say this. My kids are older, but they are annoying me because they don't have their friends and activities.
I know.
Remember, your kids are one day going to look for your old age job. That's what I also tell my kids. That's why I'm
but it's
good with them.
bad. They ask you what they can do. How are you supposed to know what they can do?
No, that's what's happening in the world now. And the one thing I see in the world is that the world is slowly starting to opening up. I know we are protected here. I know we are kept as close as possible.
I don't know what's the best anymore. I don't know if it's better to just be secluded or if it's better to just throw open the borders. And
the other thing is when this Delta variant hit us, or when the Delta variant hit the world, I thought this could probably be the breaker now. This could be the final one, the one that now. And I knew it had to come to New Zealand. That I knew. I mean, we can't be that secluded forever. So I thought, okay, once it has hit New Zealand, that'll be probably the tail end of all the COVID stuff. And I mean, and now suddenly they've got this C1.2 coming from South Africa. You think that's called Cyril? Because he's also been causing a lot of problems down there. C1.2, Cyril 1.2.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. Just when you think this is it now, then something
else. Yeah. Presumably there's another one called MU. Also popping up somewhere.
In Asia, always.
They have picked it up in New Zealand already as well. Okay. But that was in managed isolation, so hopefully stuff doesn't escape there again. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll just
nothing we can do about it.
Work around it. Yeah.
And the frustrating thing is you need to buy certain stuff. You need to get certain stuff. And just to buy that over the internet doesn't feel right for me. I actually want to go and see what is this thing about. Oh, it can do this, and I mean, except if you do hours and hours and hours of research on a thing, you will never know exactly what that thing can do. While if you can walk into a showroom and say to somebody, just tell me about this thing. Can it do this, this, and this? And while you are there normally me,
but
I get a few other questions as well.
Just don't buy anything. You'll save a lot of money.
Oh my goodness, my wife. You don't understand that. That's very difficult. Let's see. They're already talking about other variants. They showed it on the news the other night. Yep, there is other variants, and I think we're not done with this yet. I don't know what the end, where the end will be.
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah.
Oh, so Almere is 500 dawn.
That's Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith, where are you? You're probably South Africa. But the South African lockdown is quite... I mean, I've got friends in South Africa. And they're posting photos from all over the country.
South Africa's just going on like normal.
Now, these guys don't know what lockdown is. Lockdown is if you walk out of your house, your neighbor's looking at you and saying, hey, I'm going to phone the police.
Yeah, it seems like they're just going on.
They're just going on.
And if you get sick, you just...
I think if that type of normality that's in South Africa must be extremely frustrating if you probably can't have restaurants open. And that is your bread and butter. I think that...
But you know what? I saw a lot of South Africans that at these wine farms and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And they're all sitting together. They just have masks on until they eat.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how it works, but anyway, I don't know if maybe that's the best idea.
I'm not going to go there to see 1.2. Yeah, no, guys, it's quite interesting and very, very interesting times, and I keep on saying that it's changing at such a fast pace. I mean, we were just getting back into swing of things, back into it's not that cold anymore. We were starting to get the caravan ready for another trip somewhere, and then lockdown. Overnight lockdown. At
least the weather is nice, so you can go outside. And imagine what it must be like if you're in lockdown and you can't even go out of your house. So at least you can go for a walk or whatever.
Oh, well, and it's spring. Presumably it's spring.
Yeah.
We had the spring day wasn't a good day, but I've never had a very good spring day ever. I don't know. When we were at school, I don't know if you can remember, that wasn't, geez, can I say that? That was in the 80s. On spring day, you had to take blossoms to school.
Yes.
For one or another reason. Do you know
because it's spring day.
But except there was no blossoms.
There were.
No, changed. I come from the Northern Cape. There's no blossoms in spring.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Or on the 1st of September of all days. I mean, there was just no blossoms there. So we used to raid the neighbors' gardens for anything that you could find. Sometimes you brought a piece of a twig that just had the buds coming out, but there were no real blossoms. Blossoms, I think, is about from the 15th onwards or later, depending on how hot it is. So, yeah. There's so many things that I find interesting, especially in lockdown. Suddenly you see people walking all around and you think, I wonder if these guys has ever walked previously in their lives. So yesterday I saw, I had to go somewhere, and as I drove out of our complex here, there was a mother and a father with 3 kids on bikes. And you can see this lady had no idea how a bike works at all. So all over the road and mostly with her feet on the ground.
At least she's fine.
She had this one kid that was daydreaming on the bike, riding wherever. Luckily, it's very, very quiet rural road here. And the other 2 kids, they were fighting. And I don't know about what, but you had this happy family going on an outing. So it's got its challenges as well. So I think that dad probably thought it would be better if he was stuck in office that day. So yeah, that's lockdown.
Yeah, it's a good thing to just get out and just clear your head. And I think we must just take it one day at a time. Yeah. There's nothing we can do.
Something that changed actually. I know there's a lot of hiccups around this. You are allowed to go fish.
I heard that.
Yeah, you are allowed to go fish. But it's weird. Okay, you are allowed to go fish, and you are allowed to do kayaking.
Okay.
But you're not allowed to fish from your kayak.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You are allowed to fish, but you're not allowed to fish from the rocks. I do understand that. You are allowed to fish from the beach or the pier or so. So they also said you are allowed to drive to your nearest, not your favorite fishing spot, your nearest fishing spot. So, yeah. But that's bringing challenges on its own.
Yeah. It would have been nice if we were allowed to just drive around.
Yeah.
Like on a road trip somewhere.
I think what they have in mind here is that if you're on an accident, and you've got COVID, then you can give it to the ambulance people, or if they've got COVID, you can get it, or if you go to the hospital, you can get COVID, which is also how can I say, it's a station for germs that. So Benita's saying business must be good for divorce lawyers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, imagine that. Being stuck with someone that you can't stand.
The other night, we had a power surge. They called it a power surge. According to me, a power surge is where power becomes more, not less. Okay. We had 0 power for a few seconds, and by the time I reached the door, the power was back on. And then for about 5 minutes later, it happened again. For whatever reason, until now, nobody knows. Okay. So we had this power surge. And my thoughts was okay, most people rely on the internet. We can see that the speed of the internet went down. I've got the fastest possible link up to the house. That speed has gone down. That has really gone down because there's so many people on this. What would happen if you don't like the people you are actually living with, or let me say in this bunker, in this bubble, and the internet goes down? So what can you do now?
And it's raining, you can't go.
And it's raining. Jeez, now you got to speak to the people around you. Let's see what this Facebook user is saying. What I love about lockdown is playing card and board games after dinner. We are stuck on a farm where there's no broadband. Sad for the boys, but good for me.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's nice.
I actually saw my own kids. Every evening after dinner, they pick up the Uno and they go. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I like playing.
Yeah, they like playing card games.
Yeah.
We sadly don't have enough card games.
We've got a lot in the caravan. Let's just take it out.
We should actually take the caravan out, park it on our lawn, and camp. I saw somebody in Hamilton do that the other day. So if your property is big enough, you can probably go and camp in there. So
yeah,
Garth Wesley from South Africa saying we are allowed to fish. Beaches are open here in South Africa. Rivers also open to fish with boats, kayak, and canoes. Lockdown level 3 actually means nothing here. Yeah, it's interesting how much it differs.
From country to country, actually.
Yeah, except that I think it's more about the population. The population and the way they handle this. The population here wants to have lockdown 3. They wants to be socially distanced for this period of time. And they do understand why it's happening.
No, they don't want it, but they do it.
Yeah, they do it. I mean, no, they do understand why it's happening. And I know everybody's complaining about it, myself included, but it does work. It does work. Our numbers has gone down. I saw that there's somewhere a lady died, but they thought was of the vaccine, but it looks like the doctors have now said that she had a lot of underlying other medical health problems. So what will happen to that, I don't know in the long run. The vaccine centers are doing good. They're vaccinating the people quite well. So yeah, somebody's saying Kiwis are very compliant.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. And I know we've been referred to as a police state sometimes, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing.
The thing is, that's why there are laws and that's why there are rules, not to be broken.
One thing that is quite good is the speed, and people are compliant with the speed limits. They actually changed the speed limits around Welcome by Papamo, and I don't know if they've changed the mount areas down to 50, from 60 to 50, and they told nobody. Actually told nobody, but suddenly everybody was just driving 50. So Australians have gone crazy because the lockdown has been too long. But Australia started different. They started with a slow lockdown. They did it the other way around. We went in from level 4. I think the Australians started from the bottom and then ended on level 4. So that kept on. So, but let's hope we are out of this soon. My predictions actually is that on Tuesday or on Monday, on Tuesday, she'll make the announcement that we are going to level 2. That is my predictions. And based that on the amount of sick people.
We hope so.
We hope so.
I don't know
about Auckland, but let's hope for our areas that can happen. So
yeah, we hope it will be over soon.
All right, guys and girls, thanks for listening to us this morning again. I think you are the reason why we are still sane and without blue eyes, because she promised me she won't hit me
in front of the camera.
In front of cameras. So yeah. All right. To those of you that's up there working, that has been working right through level 4, that are essential workers that need to go to hospital, nurses, doctors, these type of people, guys, thanks for doing that for us. Thanks for doing that for us.
Yeah.
And I know it's an occupation, and I know you guys get paid, blah blah blah. But thanks for doing that for us. And then to the plumbers and those people that come around while we are eating too much and have blocked up our drains. Thanks for you guys as well. So, all right. Be out there, stay safe, and we'll chat soon again. Thanks. See you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.